So, Charles Van Morgan, I'm going to do a little rundown of some news that I think is notable and important and give you my educated take on it, unbridled. We're not letting anybody hold us back, just telling you the straight truth about it from an educated and a life-lived perspective. The first thing is the storms and tornadoes and flooding out in West Tennessee's killed 10 people. So obviously a failure of the government, experts say, and I have a little knowledge of emergency management. Actually a lot, but I took a class in emergency management, a graduate level class at UT, made an A in it, emergency management. So, but a lot of experts and I agree that it's a failure on the part of the Tennessee government to provide adequate resources, adequate shelters to protect Tennesseans, and adequate emergency measures. There's no notifications that are adequate, there's no shelters to protect people, and there's no funding significant for these major disasters that prevent the loss of life. And as a representative of you the people, and Power to You the People movement, not the politicians, we will visit these communities and find out what resources they need and put pressure on the politicians to fulfill those needs, or we'll vote them out with the power of a united vote. And also the next topic, which this brings me to, is the power of united vote. You know, a lot of protests yesterday, some downtown Knoxville, Nashville, and all across the United States, in protest of Mr. Trump and Elon Musk, and they're cutting out federal jobs, and they're saying, alleging that they're cutting out Social Security. I'm not so sure about that, but the protests are good, but some of them allege that Donald Trump's against democracy, and I don't know how you can say that when, I mean, Biden won the election, allegedly, and Trump won the election, so it's not against democracy for him to enact policies. And I'm not saying the protests are wrong. I agree with protests. I love protests. That's one of the ways to handle things, but it's not the way to really get change. The way to get change in the government is to use those protests to get votes, to get attention, to get votes, to go to the voting booths. Change, although quieter, is not enacted out on the streets holding signs up. Now that can help, but change is enacted in the quietness of a voting booth with the help of protests by uniting power. The Democrats and Republicans stand behind their banner, a Democrat-Republican banner. And you may not agree with every issue, but people align behind that banner and they get their policies enacted. And I agree with some Democratic philosophies, and I agree with some Republican philosophies. But what I don't agree with is how they buy power, and they're bought by corporations and billionaires, and they're bought off. And that has gotten so corrupted that the people don't get their will. So what I'm asking you to do, even if you don't agree with everything, is align behind the banner of Power to You the People movement. And we'll work out a consensus, and we'll listen to you. And that's the way to change policies, is with votes, and use the protest to get attention, to attract voters, to align behind Power to You the People movement. And I will lead you in that movement, and we can enact policies for change for your benefit. So follow us on YouTube, and we're on Facebook and also TikTok, and support the movement. Scan the square icon and support the movement, and follow us, and tell friends about Charles Van Morgan Power to You the People movement, that we're going to listen to Tennesseans in every city in the state, and we're going to enact policies and act immediately on things that you ask us to. Thank you, and may God bless you. Spread the message. Friends calling friends and contacting everyone, and ask them to contact everyone, beats these billionaires and Republican, Democrat bought elections. Thank you. Until next time, I love y'all. Bye.